And welcome to the TheGeeksAttic. Sorry, I'm late. Had some new software I was going to try out tonight, and well, didn't work for me. So pretty irritated with that. So I'm going to be watching some Rogue One tonight. I did put up a little bit of notice for this one today. Now, hopefully everything's going smooth because like I said, I just tried to do something a few minutes ago, and this new software that I had a new camera setup I was going to do. Didn't work. So that's very irritating. Did a rush job on trying to put my the new software on my old desktop, and the app just keeps crashing on Windows and on Mac. So that sucks. So hopefully I'm live and it's going. Rob, what's going on? Thanks for joining. I'm about to go over to Disney Plus right now and bring up Rogue One. Oh, so again, sorry for the crappy webcam footage. I was going to do something a lot cooler, but we have to figure out how to fix those issues. ABC, Rogue One is a masterpiece. Read that, Craig. Yep. I enjoy it quite a bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some headphones on so I don't get a copyright strike, for the audio that it picks up. Let's see if I have some smaller headphones, but no, I don't. It's the big old Bose. All right, I'm putting this on. And I'm going to... Oh, Aladdin's already on Disney Plus. I didn't see it. Don't care to. Star Wars. Movies. Where are... Oh, no. What are you doing? See, I tried to go to get a little bit more organized for this video, and everything went wrong. Okay, let's go over it. Okay, I'm just gonna have to type it in because it's not doing what I want it to do. It's like Disney Plus is not very user friendly on a computer. Okay, Rogue One. It's the best movie of the last decade. Wow. Well, I mean, what else has really come out? I mean, there's a lot of movies that have come out in the last decade, but yeah, I can't really think of one that just blows my mind. Rogue One is great, though. All right, I'm hitting play in 3, 2. Okay, I'm gonna say go. 1, go. All right, it's clicked. Disney Plus logo. Still the Disney Plus. Okay, here we go. So flashing light sequences or patterns may affect it cut off. Photosensitivity. Long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And it doesn't have a crawl here, which is so strange to me still. Making sure it's not playing over my speakers. Need to turn it up on my computer a little bit. Pretty cool opening shot, though. Going through the asteroid field there, the rings around that planet. So ABC, LOL, Disney will send a squad of ninja assassins or Thor to murder us all. Yes. Wouldn't surprise me. The opening shot with the black sand beach is worth it. Yep. Very cool. And that's where we're at right now. The ship's flying across it. Very beautiful shots in this movie for sure. Green field. That droid working on that thing out there. It looks so good. Definitely has a different feel than the other sequel movies. Dave, Planet Lemieux or something like that. Yeah, Lemieux. For some reason, my computer's being a little laggy, as they say. Is my volume okay, guys? It's not hurting anybody's ears. Blue milk. I like that little TV in the kitchen, just like the good old days. Rob, you're taken back when you saw the planets are named in captions. I know. I wish they would have done that with all the movies. That would have been pretty nice. But yeah, this film definitely has like a grit over it that The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker are missing. Everything's too shiny in those films, in my opinion. Anyway, this is the first time I've watched Rogue One since before The Last Jedi came out. Death Troopers. So, man, sorry guys. Still have my Christmas ringtone. No, the movie. Everything's just going wrong today. Didn't mean to have my phone on. Sorry. Hopefully that wasn't way too loud. And I get my squeaky chair. All the acting in this movie was great too. Death Troopers approach. Galen out in the field. It's actually here we go with Dragon Slayer again, but the main character in Dragon Slayer is also named Galen. Oh, Mr. Krennic, Director Krennic. Okay, sorry, I'm seeing these comments popping up. ABC, Rogue One set the bar so high, can't accept anything below it. Only The Mandalorian is up to it. Yeah, Mandalorian was great. I enjoyed that last episode, which I think we kind of talked about in the last video. Dave, I like the planet captions. There are like 5 planets in the first 13 minutes. Yeah. ABC, I've seen Rogue One around 7 times in the theaters. Whoa, around 7 times in theaters. That's awesome. Can't even remember how many times on my Blu-ray. Do any of you guys have Disney Plus? And we'll keep these things going on repeat. Dave, they filmed this part in Iceland. Really? Well, I'm going to need to visit Iceland. Dave, thanks for joining. It just occurred to me who you were. I was like, wait, it's Dave. I definitely would like to visit Iceland then. And do they have black sand beaches, or is that just like some trickery? Might be a stupid question. Oh, you're watching on Disney Plus? Heck yes. Now, I remember there was a short story in Star Wars Insider that involved Galen Erso. No, sorry, Director Krennic. It was okay. Rob, just remember to keep an eye out for the Twinkie ships. Yes. Yeah, we're getting into some different territory here. Out of the prequels, are there going to be some Twinkie ships? ABC, you took the yearly subscription cheaper than monthly. Yeah, that was a smart move. Wish I would have done that. But I'm an idiot. Don't do it, Lyra. Oh. Shots fired. Wife down. Find the child. I love the music here too. Jyn Erso on the run. That Michael Giacchino, I believe that's how you say his last name. I think he did this in 3 weeks is what they said. Pretty awesome for 3 weeks. Probably take me like 30 years. I mean, the Death Troopers are probably one of the coolest things to happen to Star Wars too. Coolest designs anyway. It's like the shape of their helmet just looks vintage. If that makes any sense. Sad Jin by herself. The nice thunderstorm going now. Her light is going out. It's for those people that don't like anything that involves Disney and Star Wars. The thing that I would recommend would be Rogue One, but even if they don't want to watch it, is just listen to the soundtrack. Soundtrack is probably my favorite in the this new Disney era. What about you guys in the comments? What's your favorite Star Wars soundtrack out of this new Disney era? And actually, just out of all of them, what's your favorite? Rogue One. Yep. Dave says MG scored very quickly. It's a great score. ABC, I also liked reading Catalyst, the Rogue One story. Yeah, Catalyst was an excellent book. That's one of the best, also, I think, in the out of the novels. Great build up to the movie. Guardians of the Wills, yeah, and the Rebel Rising novel. Yep, those were all pretty good. Didn't really care for the Guardian of the Wills book. I thought it would have been cooler to go back into their history rather than basically right before the movie, wasn't it? Be cool to understand what they actually do. Hopefully they revisit that stuff soon. It'd be neat. Now the Ring of Kafrene, the trading post. That's where we're at now in the movie. ABC, you also said it made you appreciate the movies more. Yes. And the excellent Alexander Freed's fantastic novelization. Yes, Alexander Freed did an excellent job on that novelization. He also did great with Battlefront Twilight Company. I really enjoyed that book. I always thought that one was kind of underrated. No one really talked about it. Dave Catalyst novel was great. I read it before I saw the movie, and it was perfect. Yes, it was. I want to revisit that novel. It might be a good one to check out on audiobook. No. Guys, he's got news from Jeddah. Rogue One. Definitely. That's your favorite soundtrack. Okay. Rob, favorite Star Wars soundtrack? Probably the Sarlacc Pit soundtrack. The Sarlacc Pit soundtrack. Is the scores the Sarlacc Pit's showing in the Return of the Jedi? Before Luke has to walk the plank. I'm guessing that's what you're meaning. Jonathan Powell's work on Solo was good as well. Yeah, I enjoyed the Solo soundtrack. You had like John Williams do one piece on that soundtrack, the Han Solo Adventure, I believe that's what it's called, or something like that. Oh, Cassian Andor, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna get out of there? So whatever happened to the Cassian Andor series that's supposed to be coming on Disney Plus? I haven't heard anything about it. It's like they mentioned that was coming, and then out of nowhere they're like, "Oh, Cassian just shot his buddy." Then they announced Kenobi, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're filming Kenobi now." It's like, well, what about Cassian? He'd have an interesting past, being associated with the Separatists, right? ABC says Solo is coming to Disney Plus July 20th. That's good. I should have popped the well, I don't have the DVD. I have the Blu-ray. My computer's too old for Blu-ray. Now here we are in Jeddah. Those big giant statues or carvings in the rock. Pretty awesome. We need to revisit some of this stuff. Rogue One really did have some of the coolest stuff to it. Dave, they start shooting Cassian in June 2020. Awesome. Thank you. I did not know that. Of course, I stopped listening to Star Wars podcasts, guys. Kind of got bored listening to a bunch of it, to be honest with you. Then I miss out on all the news. So Rob, the part where Luke jumps, grabs the plank and then flips back on the skiff, grabbing the lightsaber that R2 launched. Yep, I know that music. That's good music. Dave, they start shooting Kenobi in July 2020. Oh, okay. Well, would you look at that? Back to back. Both Kenobi and Cassian will probably come out in 2021. Do you think we're going to get any more Star Wars shows on Disney Plus in 2020? You think maybe The Mandalorian season 2 will come out? Or do you think we just have to look forward to like the Marvel shows? Here you go, Jyn Erso with her. She's on the transport. It showed her roommate there for a second. It was funny to get a little bit more background on that. Her cellmate in the novel wanted to eat her, wanted to kill her and eat her. Quality autism. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Wait, was the Cassian Andor news actually real? Yeah. Yep. And found out tonight through one of the viewers, Dave, that it starts shooting in June. Yep. Nope. There you go. It's not your imagination. The Cassian series is behind schedule. Okay. Writing problems. That figures. It's always got to be writing problems, doesn't it? But they bought the guy who saved. Oh, good. They brought in the guy who saved Rogue One. Awesome. I also heard that Gareth Edwards, right? He's the director of the. Now we're on Yavin 4. Gareth Edwards wanted to do a dark ending originally, but he like toned it back a lot. And then Disney's like, no, we want a dark ending. Is that, you guys know if that's true or not? Rob, Clone Wars Season 7. That's right. That's like next month, isn't it? Looking forward to that. I need to revisit some of the episodes from the Clone Wars. I wasn't the biggest fan of Clone Wars, but a lot of the stuff towards the end of the series, I started to enjoy. So Dave, Clone Wars Season 7, yep, in February, and maybe a new animated series later in the year. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised about a new animated series. Wonder if they're going to go beyond episode 9, or maybe it's too early for that. Maybe they'll focus on things like between the Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. Be nice to see some stuff between that time period. I would like to see Luke training Ben Solo. That'd be neat. Sorry, clicking on these comments, they pop up on the screen there. Mandalorian Season 2 is officially fall 2020. That's awesome. That makes me happy. Makes me very happy. I know that the last episode was what, 2 weeks ago now? Has it been 2 weeks? No, it was last week when the last episode came out, right? Just wondering when it could be a good time to do spoiler discussions about that sometime. Maybe even a watch through of the series. That'd be cool. It'd be cool if you can edit the viewing experience and just have them flow as just one long like movie. I think that'd be great. Dave says it's true. They originally kept Jyn and Cassian alive, yeah, because they thought Disney didn't want to kill anyone or to kill everyone. Sorry, the text is really small. Forgive me for my stuttering. Is it? And Disney was like, no, kill everyone. So they did. That would have been good news to hear, though, too, when you're making a movie and you're like, we got to kill everybody because they're not in the next episode that takes place right after this one. What are we going to do with them? Got to kill them. I think the actress that did Mon Mothma did very well. Don't like Mon Mothma as a character too much, but this lady does a great job. Quality autism. Didn't they establish that nothing really happened between 6 and 7? I don't know. They haven't really put anything out. I'm trying to think if there are any novels. Novels are behind me. I mean, I guess we had Aftermath, but Battle of Jakku, only major significant thing there. But we never got really a lot about what Luke was doing. I don't know what they're doing in the comics now because I'm so far behind. But I think there's a Kylo Ren comic book now that goes through his younger days. I mean, that'd be a cool series too, but they probably won't be able to get. Oh, here's Bail Organa. He just showed up. You probably wouldn't be able to get Mark Hamill, and well, you probably could. Mark Hamill would probably do it, right? Or is he? You think he's too upset with fans now, or the way that things are going? He probably wouldn't want to do Luke Skywalker again. But that Adam Driver, I don't imagine him doing a series for Star Wars either. But I don't know. I don't know how they really feel about all the Star Wars stuff. I saw it was an interview with John Boyega. Said that he's not going to be Disney Plus, so we can't count him out for anything on Disney Plus. K2SO. I thought he was an awesome droid. Anybody here play the Jedi Fallen Order game? Yeah, that's correct. Quality Autism. They did do Bloodline that took place. That was when Leia was pregnant with Ben Solo. Rob D. Still can't believe K2 chokeslammed Jenner, so we've heard better, yeah. I loved in that Jedi Fallen Order that you get to see more of those droids, those Imperial droids, just like K2SO. I love K2's little attitude too. Why does she get a blaster and I don't? Jedda's a war zone. Now, we know that Jeddah didn't get the city got completely destroyed, but the planet, I think that might have made an appearance in the comic books too. The planet was pretty tore up. See, there's just so much content. I can't remember it all. That music playing is so good. The U-Wing. It's a pretty cool ship. We didn't see any of those in The Rise of Skywalker. And it takes off. Here we got Saw Gerrera. That cool music behind him too. I wish that I would have watched Clone Wars before I saw this. I think that Saw Gerrera thing would have been a cooler surprise. See this guy who defected from the Empire. Dave, you said yes, the Jeddah was in the Star Wars comic. Quality Autism, I think Rogue One is fine, but it was not worth losing Kyle Katarn. Ah, yes. I remember playing him as a character in what was it, Jedi Academy and Jedi Outcast. Those are fun computer games. Dave, you need to hear my Saw Gerrera impression sometime. It's hilarious. All right. Maybe I get you on here sometime and we could you do something fun like that. Because I want to have guests. Definitely want to have guests come on and on these streams. It's just the scheduling part's always the complicated thing. Borgullet. This is the one thing that I didn't care for in the movies, the Borgullet. It's awkward. TIE fighters. Ah, that music is so cool. Star Destroyer coming into the light. think this is called the Imperial Suite. That music. Death Star construction. Okay, now I want you guys to tell me the truth, like the honest, God's honest truth. When you saw Tarkin for the first time, did you think, oh wow, that's incredible? How did they do that? Or were you like, that's so fake? Because I have a hard time believing people when they said like, oh, it's so difficult, it's so stupid. You could tell it's computerized. I don't believe that because I think it looks so good. And we know it's going to be CGI because he's dead. But I guarantee you can put this in front of somebody who doesn't know that the actor's dead, and they'd have no idea that that was all digitally done. Dave Borgullet, worst scene in Rogue One. Yep. Rob, my favorite quote from this movie: there seems to be a problem on the horizon. Yeah, there is no horizon. That is a good one. Dave loves seeing Tarkin. Thought it was incredible. Yes, me too. Now he's got to see his reflection in the glass. So awesome. And the voice actor did an excellent job as well. Quality autism. Do you think someone at Disney Lucasfilm has a tentacle fetish? Could have. It's possible. Rob, thought they did a good job recording Peter Cushing, recreating Peter Cushing. Yes. See the de-aging they did here with the guy who plays Galen Urso. It's just subtle. It's probably done more makeup than any digital de-aging. But and I love that Jen has that crystal around her neck, the kyber. Dave, your friend asked you in the theater, that Tarkin actor is still alive? Yeah, I think my wife, she had no idea until after the movie. I was like, yeah, they put in that Tarkin. She's like, you mean that guy wasn't real? I was like, no, he's been dead since like the 90s. Quality autism. Tarkin was well done, but you can still tell he's not real. If you focus on it, I think. I mean, I put it in front of a kid, they probably would have no idea. Or even like a really old person. Here we go on getting on Jeddah again. I love the giant statues just are so cool. See, and for some reason, whenever I saw this movie, I never thought like, oh, look, another sand planet. But for some reason, I thought that whenever I watched a lot of the sequel films, like, oh, look, sand planet, and it's not Tatooine. I love that destroyer hanging over the city. It's so menacing. Visual effects in this movie are just so outstanding. All that kyber crystal. So is it I think it was verified that the planet where Jedi get their lightsaber crystals from, Ilum, did eventually become Starkiller Base. It's a good line. Jin says to K2SO, concerned they'll miss you and hit me. That doesn't sound so bad to me. Oh, yeah, he just drops the bag, too. Such a jerk move. Uh-oh, here comes the Borg Gullet. It's gross. mean, what does the thing eat? Just thoughts? So with Saw Gerrera, those who know more about him and his like the lore of Saw Gerrera, his suit. I mean, I know he had a robotic leg. Like, is his body like he's obviously got some damage, but is it like is it like an early Vader type suit? Like, is it what is it? What's going on with this guy's suit? Is he like a cyborg or something? Jeddah looks like a Middle Eastern city from the top there. It's like the gold domes and stuff. Cool robot. I love the outfits of these guys walking around too. Oh, here we go. Some familiar characters there. So ugly. They're like a bucket head. I love looking around the background of these. That there was a probe droid floating around. I like looking around the background when you see the movies multiple times. Just what's going on in the background. Rebellions are built on hope. Rob, after seeing this movie, I'd hate to be hosting a party and then the Death Star shows up. Yeah. Yeah. Now, in that the novelization, you get more on the on Jeddah whenever the Death Star does show up and blast the city. Some pretty neat moments there in the book. Here we are meeting the Guardians. Dave, so I think you heard that Saw's sickness is from when he was stranded on Geonosis and the Rebels. It was a toxic environment, and he was there a while. So he has breathing issues. So he's got like extreme asthma or something. So I didn't know he was in Rebels. I need to finish watching it. I've made like 5 episodes in to Rebels, and I just stopped watching. Need to pick it back up. That was all recent, so the stuff in the show is pretty fresh for now, anyway. But you're not sure about the physical injuries, okay? Surprised there hadn't been a Saw novel yet. I mean, he was in a novel. He was in the YA novel Rebel Rising quite a bit. Those troopers in the tank look really cool. They have a neat helmet. Oh, they're getting ready to cause some chaos. That little guy, played by Warwick Davis. Boom. Was Warwick Davis in episode 9? I don't know if he had a cameo or not. Jin's blaster looks so much like a normal firearm. A baby crying in the street. A risky move there, Jin. Saw was also in the solo novelization, you think, at the end? I can't remember that, but I think it does sound familiar. Boom. Lots of explosions going on right now. ABC, I liked Borgullet. Interesting to have a psychic monster. LOL. Yeah. I mean, the concept is cool. Just wish it wasn't so, like, tentacly. ATST. Okay, question for some of you. Okay, people like to do the arguing thing about is it an AT-AT or AT-AT? Well, what about an ATST? ATST? Like, how do you, if you're an AT-AT person, what do you say when it comes to ATST? It's a stupid question, but hey. So ABC says the creature's there because of Gareth Edwards. He has a love for creatures. Did you know that wasn't me? That was a good point. See, this movie has great humor. It has great humor. Oh, ABC says that Gareth Edwards' debut movie was Monsters. Huh. Monsters. Is that like a cartoon? Dave says Warwick Davis was at the very end of The Rise of Skywalker, but I won't blow it if someone hasn't seen it. Okay, yeah. Consider it. I haven't seen it twice. I've only seen the movie one time. I can't wait. You just slapped Cassia. It hurt to get slapped by a robot, but yeah, I would like to see The Rise of Skywalker again. Here we go. A little bit of the theme. Beauty. This is one of the coolest scenes too. I remember people complained about this scene, and I think it's cool. It's like a force monk. ABC, the main rule of the Disney trilogy is we don't mention the Disney trilogy. Yeah. I guess that's right when they were filming. Like, all right, guys, we're not talking about the other stuff. Dave, this is a great scene. Rogue One needs more Chirrut. Yep, it does. The chemistry between the Guardians were great. Like K2 brings back the slaps. He says he's sorry about it. Saws people. The alien that is like Saw's right hand man. Can't remember what his name is, but there's two of them. And I remember in the comics that talked about he has a brother who is like his egg mate. Another awesome shot of that Star Destroyer and the TIE fighters flying up to it. It's taking off, leaving. Bye, Empire. See, the Battle of Jakku would have been a cool battle to see on film. Hey, there's a little. Was that a monkey lizard? I think they just had a monkey lizard run up a hill. I could be wrong. ABC, I think the Disney trilogy is Luke. I think of the Disney trilogy as Luke having drunk too much blue milk and then he had a nightmare. Yeah, it could be. It'd be cool if they just retcon the whole thing and start over with a plan. Dave, the actor who plays Baze, speaks hardly any English. Yeah, I remember that. I remember hearing like him in an interview, and he really didn't speak anything. At Star Wars Celebration in front of 3,000 people, he accidentally told the audience he dies. It was before the movie came out. That's pretty funny. Matt Wilkins, Rogue One. How dare you? How dare you, sir? I meant to tell everybody that you were going to join in on this and start watching with me. Dave, those characters are Ediro and Benthic. Sorry, small text. And they're funny names. Two Tubes. That's right. Benthic Two Tubes. They're egg mates. Yes. We see one of them in Solo and one of them in Rogue One. That's right. And we also see crap. See, guys, when it's on the spot, I forget things. Jabba's right hand, the Twi'lek. His cousin is in this coming scene. ABC, I really like the ambush scene in Jeddah. So cool to see urban combat in Star Wars. Yes. Yes, it is. See, Matt Wilkins, you're missing out on one of the best movie in the Disney era of movies. At least, like we had talked about earlier in here, the Bib Fortuna. Yes, Bib Fortuna's cousin is in this scene. Matt, this is the best soundtrack out of the new movies. You should listen to it. I don't know if you listen to soundtracks when you read your Star Wars books, but seriously, the soundtrack to this one, throw that in your library. I guess Saw's suit is kind of reminiscent of like medieval armor too. It's got that like sword shield thing. Yep. Rob also threw in Bib Fortuna. Yep. I like how Saw's just kind of slightly crazy, you know. Doesn't trust anybody, which is he has a right to not trust anybody. He's in a dangerous business. To kill me? I just noticed something on Saw's shoulder. It looks like a little camera, like a little tube. And it's like the Sith troopers in The Rise of Skywalker had that too. Never mind. It's like a tube that goes behind his back. Never mind. Jin does not care about the cause. The Imperial flag ran across the galaxy. Like that choice of words is pretty cool. It's like not to get political, but like you see where China's just buying up a bunch of land everywhere, planting their red flag. It's kind of scary. Death Star has arrived. There's Tarkin. I like their beef, Krennic and Tarkin. Tarkin's just so rude. ABC Rogue One showed a lot of stuff that we are not used to seeing in the franchise. That's true. Like the Empire is actually dangerous. Yeah, they're frightening. I just read a book that has the First Order in it, and it's kind of comical with how the guy that works in the First Order just, I don't know. I'll explain that in my review for it. I read Force Collector. It's a YA novel. Just got finished with it. Need to write my review. But ABC and the Rebel Alliance was not guaranteed to win. Yeah. It's like you don't know if they're actually going to pull it off or not. Like we know because of, we know episode 4, but had there been no episode 4 and this came out, you're like, I don't think it's going to work. Quality Autism. Unrelated, but did you finally finish reading Rogue Planet? No, I haven't. That's next, though. I am going to finish Rogue Planet before the end of February. I do have one other book that I wanted to finish before I got to Rogue Planet. That Rhett and Link book, Bleak Creek. I wanted to finish reading that first because I'm over halfway through. I'm going to get that out of the way and then move on to Rogue Planet. And then I think, what's after Rogue Planet? Is it Outbound Flight, I think, by Timothy Zahn? I could be wrong about that one. Rob, speaking to ABC, also the Rebel Alliance was not seen in the best of light. Them using Jyn to try to kill Galen Erso. That's true. Jyn's got the message from her father. ABC also says, plus the rebels are not all the same. People like Saw are called fanatics. Yeah. Or extremists, as some would say too. It's funny, this the actor that plays Galen Erso looked exactly like my old neighbor. And after I saw it, every time I'd see my neighbor, I'm like, oh, there's Galen Erso. He found Earth. He survived. ABC, you like the part where Cassian says about his people, that they are saboteurs, assassins, etc. Yeah. Rob says to ABC, because Saw's group is called Dreamers. That's right, Dreamers. I think. What they called Dreamers? They want maximum Imperial casualties, and they don't care how many civilians get caught in the crossfire. That's true. Yeah, there's like a really graphic, brutal scene in Rebel Rising where they go in and just shoot up everybody. Quality Autism, yes, Outbound Flight is next. You will get some great young Thrawn stuff in it. Really? That's cool. Uh-oh. Jeddah just got hit. The ground is shaking. I didn't know we were going to get Thrawn this early in the Legends canon. I'm looking forward to that. ABC, because it's like Thrawn is completely different from the Legends canon and this new canon. And destruction. It's happening. And ABC, and let's not forget that Cassian himself basically murders another rebel. Yeah. And later on, Jeddah, he kills Saul's people. Yep. Had to do what he had to do. Quality Autism, the actor for Galen Erso, also played Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, and like a TV show. Also the main villain in Doctor Strange. We get the pilot. I like how Baze has also lost his faith in the Force. It's a cool little side plot or storyline that I really enjoyed. Save the dream. Galen gives it up. You're not going to run out. Dave, you like Cassian's winter coat? It's like Han's Hoth jacket. Yep, that's very true. Be cool if they actually made it and sold it. Man, the planet is just getting tore up. How'd you like to walk outside and see a giant wave of land coming at you? It's insane. ABC, I guess I'm taking a long-winded way to say that Rogue One makes the story and characters matter without making the silly and one-dimensional. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's like you actually care for them. And there's chemistry between everybody. I mean, in the Rise of Skywalker, I'd say that the characters finally had some chemistry with each other, but not so much during the rest of the trilogy. That's a giant piece of land. Goodbye, Saul. So crazy. Can you imagine what it'd be like if a giant meteor slammed against Earth? That's probably what it would look like. I love how they use hyperspace right there and just a bolt, just get out. And then you get all the debris reaching up towards the Death Star. Kind of funny, little pellets just started sniping the window. He said that we just saw an inkling of the destruction, the potential. See, now Tarkin's standing amongst his Galen's achievement. He's just taking control. What a jerk. Dave says Academy Award winner Forrest Whitaker. Everybody, that's true. Yeah. I always liked Forrest Whitaker. Remember, there's this one old TV show that I watched, The Shield. He was in that. He was like a detective, like checking out some of the internal stuff that was going on. I was like, this actor is fantastic. ABC, this is what I loved about the movie. It shows that you can have good characters, an interesting story, and the spectacle, the special effects, and the space battles. Yep, you had everything in this movie. I love it. Like, everybody looks like they're, to me, look like they're out of the 70s, like the guys from the original Star Wars. Of course, it was in the 70s, so they'll have that style. Quality autism, can it be called a trilogy if nothing is really cohesive? It's a good point. It's a very good point. Rob, they're lucky they didn't hyperspace into an asteroid. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be one of those memes, right, where it shows them go that and little explosion, and then directed by, or story by George Lucas, and then I can't remember what comes first. That's the director or created by. Hey, Bodie. Bodie just sounds like a nickname. This has nothing to do with Star Wars. I remember there's this other movie. Can't remember what it's called. But it's like it takes place in a submarine, and the guys are introducing themselves, and one of the guys is like, "I'm Nitro," and the other guy says, "Oh, that's a cool nickname, but what's your name?" The guy says, "Nitro. I'm working on a nickname though." Mike. I thought that was funny. Just the whole Mike. Anyway, back to Star Wars. So I like Cassian's vest too. It's pretty cool looking. Didn't grab the message. Way to go, Jen. Way to go. Learning of the trap. ABC. I never understood why there has to be a compromise to Star Wars in the regard The Empire Strikes Back, Rogue One, The Mandalorian, etc. Showed that the franchise doesn't have to be. ABC, dumbed down or silly. Yeah, it's true. It didn't have to be dumbed down. Here we are, another planet. Edu, Imperial Kyber Refinery. Pretty bad storm going on. Speaking of storms, I think we're supposed to get some storms here in Oklahoma soon. Sometime this weekend. It's January, and it's 57 degrees out right now. Tomorrow, 65, and then the next day, between 27 and 39. Weird. K2SO bringing in the probability. Rob says dumbed down and silly appeals to the masses. Yeah, sadly. And what the hell is with the weather? I don't know. To me, it seems like everything's kind of shifted to the north, like tornado season and stuff here in Oklahoma. It all seemed to have gone up more north now. Just remember, wasn't there like that massive earthquake that happened that brought down that Japanese nuclear facility? And they said that like the earthquake made the Earth's axis tilt a little bit. What if that screwed up the weather pattern, shifted everything? This is kind of what it feels like. Okay, I didn't notice this before. His blaster that he had on Jeddah, I think he just pulled that out again and just attached some more stuff to it, like a stock. That's pretty cool. I could be wrong about that because I'm not really paying attention that much. You won't tell me the weather in California? It's nice up there, hot. I don't like the hot weather. I'm ready for some cold. I wanted a winter storm. And it's supposed to snow here on Saturday. That's what it says anyway. Thunderstorms tomorrow and then snow. I don't believe either one of those things. The force is about to move. Dark. X-Wings. See, everybody says, like, oh, we can't have fan service in these movies. Yeah, you can. Rogue One is that. Fan service everywhere, and it's the best one. You get Yavin 4, X-Wings. So much cool stuff. Vader's castle that's new and awesome. I thought we'd see that in the new trilogy, but no. Couldn't show us something cool like that you introduced in another movie. Wanted to see Kylo Ren like going through the halls or whatever, finding some cool thing. Something else I wish we would have seen in these new movies is the lightsaber being changed. Like, for example, in the comics, I think is where they introduced the red sabers that the Sith have. Is the blade is they bleed the blade, so that like drains it of its color and just makes it that red. It would be really cool to have seen that in a film. Like, had Rey picked up Anakin's saber and like, I don't know. I just think that would be cool to see. If she bled the blade and didn't know what she was doing and it just turns red, and that kind of would have been like the thing that Luke sees and is like, you went straight to the dark. So many things could have been different. That's a really tall ladder that Jin's climbing. I would have given up. My arms would have given out. Galen speaking with his fellow engineers. And here come Galen's ship. Looks awesome. A little bit like Kylo Ren's ship. A little bit. The Death Troopers again. You must feel pretty crappy. Like, thanks for building us something that just killed a lot of people. Like against your will to build something like that blows up a freaking planet later. ABC, if you think about it, the storyline of all these characters is freaking sad. Yeah, it is. It's tragic, especially Jen Erso. Her entire family, all her friends are wiped out, and then she dies. Yeah, and like her whole life pretty much sucked. Like, oh hey, you don't have any parents. I'm gonna raise you up to be a pretty much a terrorist. But it shows the cost of war. Yeah, and that is what makes the movie so much better. Yes. Death troopers moving to the side. So those death troopers could have shot Galen right there. Had they listened to what he said when he said fire, they hesitated. Galen's head's in the crosshairs. See, we kind of would. Well, never mind. What I was about to say didn't make sense. Oh, slapped, backhanded. And all the engineers dead. Way to go, Krennic. See, Krennic was a great villain. I think in one of the novels that just came out too, Resistance Reborn. I thought it had a really good villain in it too. Kind of reminded me of Krennic in a way. He was just full of himself and just a jerk. Which, in my opinion, a lot of the novels, the new novels, really didn't have good villains in them. I like all the shots in the Yavin 4 base. Oh, we got the sirens are going. Air raid. Here they come. The X-Wings. So cool. People just got blowed up. ABC agrees. Krennic was an awesome villain. Dave, oh yeah, that bad guy in Resistance Reborn was great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was. I really like that. It was memorable. You know, you forget about a lot of the other villains in other novels, but yeah, he was full of himself. Oh, X-wing down. Bummer. ABC because he is not some super powered. He's not some. Yeah, not some super powered creature, or no caricature, but basically middle management. Yep, yep. With a big head, the guy who makes the empire work. Selfish, self-absorbed, and greedy, and overly ambitious. Yes. Rob, I love Krennic. I love how Krennic gets mad at the incompetence of other officers, which he has every right to. Yeah, he does. Dave, there were some good bad guys and some canon novels, like Ray Sloan. Yeah, but we haven't had Ray Sloan in a long time. It's been several years since they've brought her back into it. Which, I wonder, where is she? What happened to her? Didn't she go off to the? What was the last book she was in? Wasn't it the Aftermath? The last Aftermath novel. She goes off into the unknown regions, right? But yeah, like how Ray Sloan is the female, an Imperial regional governor in Lords of the Sith. That's right. Yeah, I think then she work her way up. Hopefully, we get her back. I don't want Disney Press or Del Rey to forget some of the stuff that they've put out there. It'd be a shame. So they have great stuff that they could work with, you know. And I don't know how true this is, but I heard that like in Mandalorian, a lot of the character names were like the droid that's clearly it's IG-11, but everybody thought was IG-88. The reason they didn't use an IG-88 was because they didn't want to have to pay, like, I guess, royalties to George Lucas for the name. I don't know if that's true or not, but I wonder if that would be the same. If true, we go for the books as well. Sad. Galen Erso dies in Jin's arms. ABC, while I hate to make the comparison, this is the type of guy who made the Third Reich, and the Nazis function, yeah, which is what makes him terrifying because he does everything as a matter of fact. Yes. And he really doesn't care about anything beyond what brings him success. It's crazy that there are actual evil dudes out there like that. I like that he says that to Bodhi. He says, "You're a rebel now." See, you guys, I had this software that I was going to use where I could switch between different cameras. It was going to be cool. But failure. I like to get something better up and going pretty soon, instead of just using this crappy little camera. Sorry about the reflection going on too with these lights. I think I'm just going to have these lights up for the movie stuff that I do and take them down soon, because they are Christmas lights that I have yet to put back in the attic. So, Cassian, you lied to try to make excuses. Doesn't know how to talk to a lady. Of course, who does? I wonder what this stuff is on Cassian's chest. This little circle thing and a metal square. What is that stuff? Suddenly the rebellion is real for you. Well, Cassian, sometimes that's what happens. I bet in the Cassian show, there's probably going to be a lot of flashbacks. What do you think to his youth? Quality autism? You got to go to work. It's fun being here. Well, thank you for joining in. I appreciate it. And have a good time at work. Hope it goes by pretty quick for you. ABC, I meant the character of Ralph Fiennes. Sorry, I'm lost. I'm an idiot. Oh, here we go. Vader's Castle. Dave, IG-88 story is not true. It's not. Okay. Disney owns IG-88. Yeah. The reason they didn't use IG-88 is because they wanted to respect the fans of legends stories and didn't want to overwrite them. Nice guy. Well, that is pretty awesome then. Good. I like to hear that. It makes me feel better about it all. Oh, here we go. Vader's little assistant comes in. I love having the speculation behind this movie before this, the build up to this movie. I love this scene. Just like, oh, is that who's bowing down to that thing? And everybody thought, people were thinking it was either Palpatine or Vader or something, but then you see Vader pull up right there. That's so cool. I love all this dark stuff in Star Wars. It's so awesome. Sorry. It's really cool to look at. Matt, did the books or comics ever say what happened to Admiral Raddus, the Mon Calamari Admiral? I don't recall, but I remember I tweeted Pablo Hidalgo after the movie came out, and I said, so, what's the fate of Raddus? And he sent me a picture of a plate with, I don't eat seafood. I think it's called calamari, right? With that on the plate. So he did. Dave, yes, the Cassian show will have flashbacks. They are casting 2 young actors to play a younger Cassian. Wow. I think 1 child and 1 teenager. That makes sense. It would be good to see his back. Yeah, here's Vader. It'd be cool to see his backstory. Vader scene is the best. Oh, he's just how Krennic is terrified. Darth Vader, so intimidating. So I'm still in command. There's a lot of people didn't like the scene. I like it. Starts choking him. Don't choke on your ambitions. I like it. I'm gonna be honest. Or choke on your aspirations. Aspirations. Yeah. That's funny. Dave, the movie from here on out is some of the best Star Wars ever. Yeah, you're right. It is. Unlike these rebels arguing, Raddus is one of the coolest characters too. It's definitely a warrior, all in for the fight. See, that's what to go back to the ABC says. Well, they made Vader terrifying as they should be. Yeah, definitely. I was going to say the sequel trilogy. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Um, I got distracted, guys. What was I going to say? Oh, yes, Rose Tico in episode 8. One of the worst things I thought was it's like, what is it? You can't win. What does she say? You can't win wars by fighting, but by saving the ones you love or something. It's like, no, you need people like Radis on your team that are going to take care of the problem because the bad guy just wants you dead. You can't save him. Obviously, when they're, the emperor's there, your politics aren't going to work. You can't persuade him. ABC, imagine seeing something that sounds more like a nightmare become reality, which is what those rebels must have felt like when they see him in that hallway. Yeah. I love how the movie turns into a straight up horror film at that point. I mean, I wanted to say something about the Jedi Fallen Order, but I don't know if I should. I don't want to do spoiler stuff with that. There's a terrifying scene in that game, but I thought was kind of on par with Rogue One, just unexpected horror. I saw some people complain about it, but everybody has to complain about something. Oh, Baze. Team is gathered. They're ready to go fight. Those dudes look pretty bad. I used to watch wrestling when I was a kid, like WCW. There's a guy in here in the background that looks like Goldberg. You guys remember Bill Goldberg? Anybody watched wrestling in the past? He's right on the right of Cassian Andor. Looks like Bill Goldberg. Not so much when it focuses on him, but when it's blurred, it looks like him. Rob, what I love about the Battle of Scarif, that we finally get to see the regular rebel soldiers fight. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I love how the U-Wing swoops in, drops him off, takes off. My mother-in-law actually made me a quilt. I don't have it up here with me to show you, but it's got. She made me a Star Wars quilt, and it's black. It's got space stuff on it and like an orange border. But the troops that are on there are the shore troopers on Scarif, which is pretty awesome. Made me so happy to see that too, because like I would have been like had to really fake the joy if it was like Finn and Poe and Ray. It would have been like, oh, cool. But Rogue One stuff. Welcome home, Jen. Let's go blow stuff up. Here we get the little chopper droid scene, right? In the background somewhere. Or did I already miss it? May the Force be with us. Uh-oh, they're getting in trouble. No one's supposed to be on that ship. Say something, Bodhi. Rogue One? Rogue One? take off. It'd be cool to see more on Yavin 4 too. Isn't that where they did? Didn't Luke Skywalker have his temple there in the Jedi Academy trilogy? Kenobi reference there. And Leia mention. David says Gareth Edwards joked that he wanted a tropical beach planet just so he could shoot the movie on nice beaches. Smart move on his part. And Rob D, it also like when Cassian says, make 10 men feel like 100. Yep. You got to instill that fear somehow. Cassian, not Cassian, K2SO. It's funny. I love how this planet has the shield too. Pretty cool. So we've never seen that before. They have that like one gateway. Transmitting the clearance codes. See, Jin's got her kyber crystal there. See, here we go with another mention of Dragon Slayer. I'm gonna watch that on here. You guys need to get a copy. The kyber crystal necklace, it's just like a necklace that Galen wears on around his neck. It obviously looks a little bit different, but it's similar. ABC, one big wish for Star Wars is to make Star Wars Battlefront Twilight Company into a gritty war miniseries. I want that. Yes. And I've said it before, a band of brothers set in Star Wars, then I can die happy. Yeah, that would be incredible. I loved that story. I thought that, they had that Battlefront game, the first one that was just all multiplayer. It would have been fantastic if they had a campaign mode that would have, been Battlefront Twilight Company. Because there's a scene in that book that's just straight out of, it's like Rogue One, the Vader stuff. It's like from the Hoth scene in Twilight Company. This when I saw it. When I saw Rogue One and that crazy scene happened, I was like, that's like how it was in Twilight Company. So I pictured it anyway. You remember what I'm talking about? Maybe see. And then the next chance. They never named a ship after Urso, did they? That would have been cool. Or Urso Squad. That would have been cool. Make 10 men feel like 100. It's funny is like I do still see Cassian Andor Black Series figures. Never bought it. About to get a boarding party. Inspection party. I think the inspectors look pretty cool. It's crazy when you look at the ship design, like all the detail that went into it. The interior. I wonder if they used like a helicopter for the interior or a jet. Military stuff, obviously. A lot of palm trees. Don't have any of those around where I'm at. Jarrett Bays. Good luck, little sister, he says. In a frightening mission. An alien. I don't know what he's called, but he looks pretty cool. He's got the big mouth. There's that point later on where he just like starts yelling as he's shooting. Rob, are we blind? Deploy the garrison. Yeah. I like that line too. Everybody's just kind of like, what do we do? I got a bad feeling. Hey. There's the music. Such a cool design of that base too. Look at the waterfalls, beaches. That's pretty sweet. It's kind of a cool shot. The elevator, not the elevator, but the door opens and the camera's behind K2SO. That was neat. Imperial droids walking around. Looks awesome. This guy had like an Irish accent. Tell him to go put the pods, the explosive pods on things. Whoop. Chirrut comes out, bashes people. Smooth. It's for that big blaster on base. It looks like an old vacuum cleaner, in my opinion. It looks cool. It looks like a vacuum cleaner. Dave, okay, you got some trivia. The shuttle number is 0608. 68, June 8th. Is the birthday of one of the writer's sons. Oh, wow. That's neat. See, I always freeze up with trivia stuff. Even when I'm just like talking to you guys live, it's like my brain goes to mush. I can't even remember anything. ABC, I like the fact that Jen Urso is not a freaking know-it-all Mary Sue. A perfect Mary Sue, yeah. Well, episode 9 explained why she was a Mary Sue. It's in her blood. About to get some more troopers come out. Only 89 stormtroopers are in their path. I wonder if anybody's ever, like these cosplay people, have built the helmet that, or the whole costume that Jyn Erso's wearing right now. It's pretty neat. Light it up. Boom. Oh, here the Krennic sees it all happening. Everybody's standing around. Move. Surprised he didn't just like, oh, gotta go to my ship and get out of here. They go some of the shore troopers. They look cool. Everything in this movie looks cool. What am I kidding? There they go. Shots being fired. Yeah, Chirrut with his big old bowcaster thing. It's pretty neat. Tarkin's looking at that big screen with that old vibe that he, like the original trilogy technology. Can you imagine the Death Star going through hyperspace? ABC, that scene where she is angry after her father dies and how Cassian turns the table on her and basically basketball shoots her up. Basically shuts her up when he tells her the price he paid for having joined the rebellion. Yeah, it's a good scene. And Dave, yes, I've seen Jyn Erso Imperial Ground Crew cosplay in Star Wars Celebration. That's awesome. I wish I could go to a Star Wars Celebration. Oh, man gets shot. It would have been cool to have been able to get out and meet you, Dave, that time you were in the city, but just couldn't get away. May the force be with you. C-3PO, R2-D2. I like their little cameo. Chirrut's bowcaster thing kind of reminds me of those old cheap water guns that you have to put in the water and pull the shaft and then push the water out. Dave, we just passed the chopper scene. Yeah, and I completely forgot to look at it. Did we see the ghost on the out there too on the outside, or is it just later on in the when they're at space battle? I could be misremembering it, but I thought that we saw it parked outside, but I can't be sure. And there's the data. Oh, here we go. Base. What? Run. Imperial Walker. There's that big alien with a big mouth. Rob, he says, "Is it weird that the only cameos I actually cheered for were red and gold leader cameos?" No, I enjoyed that too. I remember clapping in the theater for that one, which I don't really do stuff like that. But whenever I saw them, I was like, "That's awesome!" Gold leader, red leader, standing by. It's so cool. It's amazing that they thought to bring that back in. I don't know. I think if it was another director, they wouldn't have even thought about doing that. Dave, I like the C3PO and R2 cameo, but I wish we saw them on the Tantive V with Leia. Yeah, I agree. Like seeing them kind of like say something as they walk down one of the halls. Ghost is in the space battle only, I think. Okay. I don't know why I had this memory that it was on the ground. And these shots are so cool. Blue Leader's mustache is pretty awesome. It would be hilarious if Jocasta knew was working in the Scarif archive. Yeah, that would be funny. See, we need the Death Star plans. Those records don't exist. And then you get the Death Star appearing out of hyperspace. Base is locked down, and the shield gate has been closed. We're on our own. Trapped. Who do you guys think would win, a Terminator robot or K2SO? I'm surprised they haven't made like Star Wars communicators, like Bluetooth devices that connect to your phone, so you could just, you know, put it in your pocket. Has a little speaker that you can talk into, and it's like I guess it'd have to be speakerphone, but I think that'd be pretty neat. Terminator would crush K2SO. Sorry, K2. Yeah. See, I missed some stuff here. Rob said, I heard they used combination of archive footage and deleted dialogue for the red and gold leader cameo scenes. Yeah, I remember hearing about that too. ABC, another scene that also sold the movie for me was when Jyn Erso gives her heroic speech, and basically everyone in the Rebel Alliance, save a few, ignore and dismiss her as not to be trusted. Yeah. She did a pretty good speech. I like. Oh, Imperial Walker gets shot down. That's cool. Yeah, where they look at her like she's a crazy person with a death wish. Yeah. I mean, yeah, basically what it was. That old guy with the beard looks pretty cool too. Looks concerned though. He just looks like he's like, I'm too old for this. I wish Mustache Pilot didn't die. Yeah. Mustache Leader. That's good. Mustache Leader. Some really cool shots of these X-Wings flying over. I think I remember hearing that they used a lot of little miniatures for this stuff too. That fighting monkey. So these walkers had to have been a lot weak. Either the walkers are weaker here on Scarif, or the snow speeders did not really pack a punch because they couldn't take them down. Of course, I think they're different models too. So, like the walkers, those are more transport, like cargo, rather than troops. K2 locks him in the vault. Well, finally, I like the scene too with K2SO picks one of the troopers up and beats the other ones over with. Oh, so one of the cool. This got the coolest space battles in it, guys. Sorry, I drift off into them. Drift off watching this movie. It just sucks me in. ABC, if you had read Alexander Freed's novelization, there are those rebel messages or letters in between the chapters. And in those, most Rebel Alliance leaders dismissed Jyn Erso basically as another wanting to martyr herself. Yeah. A lot of these novels I need to revisit. I know of all of the novelizations so far that I've read, Rogue One has been my favorite so far. Rob, they are a different type of AT-ATs, and the snow speeders were only modified speeders. X-wings were full military craft. Yeah. I still have my snow speeder toy. I have the full size Power of the Force action figure ship. I have that, a TIE Fighter, Slave 1. I have an AT-AT. My kids have the AT-AT from Rogue One. It like walks, it connects to your phone, and you can use it as a remote control. Doesn't work that great, but it's still cool. I think I also have the Outrider. You guys remember the Outrider spaceship? Shadows of the Empire? I'll need to pull all those things out and do a video with all my action figures and ships. That'd be a cool one. My kids also, they have these TIE fighters here. They have the triangle wings. They're too young for those toys because these pieces just pull the pieces off, and they're too young for it. But they play with it, so let them have it. There's a motorcycle driving around outside. It's loud. Stardust. Didn't they say Darksaber? I missed it. This motorcycle ruined that for me. I don't know what helmet I would want more, the Shore Trooper helmet or the Death Trooper helmet. K2's getting tore up. I feel like I'd be horrible with that control device. Oh no, K2. No. Powers. K2's telling him to climb. Broadcast from the tower. No. Ah. That was a sad loss. ABC says, I liked the landing craft that drops the rebel troops on the beach. Yep. Looks like the helicopters in Vietnam. Yeah, I was thinking that the rebel troopers in this look like they're out of Vietnam too. The ships, I think those are the U-Wings. Rob D, my favorite TIE fighter is probably the Chiss Clawcraft fighter. The Chiss Clawcraft fighter. I'm going to have to look that one up. K1. Bodie. Bodie, you're almost there. So it would have been kind of cool if, like, right there he got shot, so he had to, like, slowly drag himself across the floor to. It would have been a lot of tension in that one. K2 dies a hero. Yes, he sure does. No, Blue leader. Boom. That was a cool shot following the ship crash, and then it goes to the beach where they're fighting. Rob, for me, it would be the crane game. I get the Death Star plans, then drop them. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good comparison. Same here. So I have a hard time enough with a mouse, with a very sensitive mouse. I can't land on where I'm going if it's too sensitive. I have it turned down to slow speed, and for some reason, so the laptop is still super fast. I have a hard time with it. That alien, don't know the species, shooting that laser cannon from the back of that ship, vintage Vietnam style. Yeah, that like big monkey guy, the space monkey. I don't know what you call it, but I know what you're talking about. So I like this because it's like the good guys were winning, now we're losing. Rob, I think they even designed the gun that alien is shooting to look like an M60. Most likely. Someone's got to get to the master switch. Ah. Now, okay, the music, like we talked about earlier, fantastic in the movie, but the music in this scene is my least favorite. To me, it gets a little obnoxious. I think it's coming up right here when he starts firing on him is when I don't like it. Okay, maybe not. There's a part where the music just gets too obnoxious for me. ABC, one other big plus, if this movie, sorry, there it goes. There's the music. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Death Trooper goes bye bye. One other big plus of this movie is how scary the Death Star is and how powerless everybody looks when seeing it. It's a weapon of mass destruction and should feel like it. Yes, yes, it does. It is a frightening thing in this movie. More so in this movie than I think any of the others. So we just see it destroy a city. And yeah, we see it destroy a planet in the next movie, but I mean, still, watching the actual destruction happen is terrifying. Cassian is falling down a lot. Pretty far. Oh no, cheer it! Running out to his bud. Base is there for you, bud. In the Force. He's the Force is with him, guys. The Force is with me. I'm one with the Force. Space battle. Oh, Radis. Man, destruction. Gold leader. Ion torpedoes away. Gosh, I'm starting to get tired now. I love how the Death Star gets hit. They bring in that Hammerhead ship. This is a cool shot. Radis looking down at the island. That's pretty cool. Kind of a terrifying seat to look down and just it all looks like it's open. He fell out of his seat and hit the glass and it shattered and he just sucked everybody out into space. Oh no. Grenade. Ah, crap. Later, buddy. Sad. Bay's nose. Saw the ship blow up. He's got a cool blaster. I like it. Takes out, there's 3 Death Troopers, 4. Oh, no. 5. 6. Hopefully I didn't count ahead. No. Bays. He did. Rob, I love how Star Wars characters are so adept with computers and technology. I like how I mean, like, how do these things work? Yeah, how do I work this thing? Yeah, they all know somehow. This part right here is awesome. You get that time for impact. That ship that just goes and rams right into the side of that Star Destroyer. It's awesome. It's like, did they survive out of the sea? Did they die along with everybody on that Star Destroyer? ABC. There are no miraculous escapes or characters surviving by hiding from the Death Star, like Indiana Jones hiding in a refrigerator to survive a nuclear blast. yeah. That'd be pretty irritated if something like that happened. Like, how did he survive that? The blast from the Death Star. Oh, he hid inside of an R2 unit. But aren't those supposed to be full of wires and stuff? Oh, she's got to pull the lever, push the lever up. All right, here we are with that Hammerhead ship. I don't know what the technical name is for it. Yeah, Hammerhead Corvettes were in Star Wars Rebels before they were in this movie. Yeah, I remember hearing that. I haven't seen them in action yet in the show. I'm looking forward to it because that's such a cool idea. Now, here's the time do we see if they get away or not. Oh, didn't show. And I wonder what these TIE fighters are. What are these TIE fighters called? I know one of you said earlier that there was a Thrawn had some sort of TIE fighter. I remember reading about that, the TIE Defender program or something like that. Do we see those in Rebels? Krennic thinks he loses nothing but time. Wrong. Oh, and he got shot. Thank you, Cassian. You see the way Rogue One ties directly into A New Hope is so cool as well. Yes, very cool. Oh, here we go. Was that hammerhead going to crash too? Come on, I want to know if it survives or not. It looks like it just goes straight into a fireball. Yeah, that's true. That sucks. Those ships just like suicide ships. Let's go ram into that giant ship. Okay, well, how are we going to get away? I don't know. See, so I guess people would always say, it's like, oh, no other. Okay, hold on a second. I'll finish that thought in a minute if I remember. Uh, David, you said those are TIE strikers in Rogue One. Okay, thank you. You're very wise in all these Star Wars knowledge. Rob, I'm still disappointed they didn't use the scene from the trailer where the TIE fighter flies in front of Jyn in the catwalk scene. Yeah, I wonder what that might have been from Gareth's original ending. It makes more sense. I'm guessing the only way she would have got out of that is there's probably an X-wing that knocks it out of the sky. But yeah, it was a really cool shot. What I was going to say about the Star Wars movies, like, oh, we never had one that went direct from one directly into the other. Remember that was a big. This part right here. Sorry, I'm interrupting my own thought again. Krennic looking up at the Death Star, and it's like looking back down at him. That laser satellite, and it's just that's the tragedy for Krennic. It's like his creation is looking down on him to put him out of his misery. I love how it nicks the top of that satellite too as it continues on out into the ocean. Crazy scene. This is when everything just to me. I love this stuff. Radis, Rogue One. May the Force be with you. Good stuff. But like I said, I don't want to. I don't. That thought doesn't even matter. It's just complaining about how the Force. Oh, Vader's ship. I love that. They're all blasting off, and one of them just crashes right into it. This stuff is just the coolest. Jyn and Cassian on the beach. Gosh. Okay, I'm gonna try to say this real fast. Episode 7 and 8 go right into each other. didn't like that too much because it's a saga film. There needs to be a bigger gap. Don't mind it with Rogue One. I think it flows perfectly, but between 7 and 8, give us some time. See, ABC, the fact that the movie finally fixed the whole flaw in the Death Star issue, that it wasn't just random, but planned by a guy who actually built the darn thing. Yeah. Okay, Jin, about to be vaporized. There it went. Rob Garrett said it was a promotional scene only. It wasn't going to be in the film at all, apparently. Huh. And you see, you learn stuff every day. Here we go. Oh, man, Vader being escorted over to the Radis. No, that's not the Radis. The Radis' ship. All right. Transmission comes through on the chip. Got it. Take it. Run. Run. Door. It's the best thing to ever happen to Star Wars right here. I can't wait for episode 8 commentary. We'll get there. We'll get there, Dave. Darth Vader's breathing, guys. Yep, he died sliced by Vader. LOL. Open fire. The music in this part. Oh, man, he just throws that guy up against the ceiling. Slices him in half. God, it's frightening. Pulls all their choke slam. And, saber through the gut. And I like as much as I wanted to see more, I love how the door's shutting and you can still see him like taking people out. Gosh, that was freaking crazy. Beautiful destruction. In this part, Vader's standing there looking down, pissed. Such a cool shot. There goes the Tantive. Which I think that's how Pablo said it's supposed to be pronounced, Tantive. Prepare the escape pods. Oh, here she is. Your Highness. Hope. Blast to hyperspace. And end. Directed by Gareth Edwards. Gosh. That's Gareth who pulled the lever. That's cool. Were you in your own movie? Yes, my hand. I know Gareth was in he was in The Last Jedi. And he the one that's like salt? Something like that. ABC Vader Unleashed. Yeah. And ABC also says it feels like Vader is more annoyed than anything as he kills all those rebels. Yeah. Just people in his way. That was good. I'm glad I watched that one. I was gonna skip this one and just go straight to episode 4 for some reason, and then one of you guys reminded me, hey, don't forget Rogue One. But yeah, I'm glad I did, and I'm glad you guys joined me. Had a good time. I think I had the best time watching Rogue One with you guys. It was fun, Dave. Thank you so much for joining in. Isn't that music right there too in the credits? Jin's, I think that's the Jyn Erso suite. I think it's also some of the best Star Wars music. It's either the Jyn Erso suite or the Hope suite, something like that. I don't think I have the soundtrack on my phone either because I didn't buy it in iTunes. I bought the actual physical copy. My laptop doesn't work anymore, and that has all my music on it. It's fun, awesome movie. Who says ABC? Yes, the gin are so sweet. Yes. It was funny is like I listened to on my ride home from work, I'll either listen to music from the classical station or sometimes talk radio stuff. But I was listening to the classical station and there's a song playing, and I was like, man, this sounds really good. Sounds like Star Wars, but I don't remember it. And it's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. And I look, I type in like, "Hey Siri, what song is this?" And it pulls up this it's Jin so sweet, and I was like, "That's why it sounded like Star Wars." And I felt like an idiot. I mean, it was just me, but yeah. ABC says it was fun, awesome movie. ABC, yes, that was Jin so sweet. I already read all these. Rob, if you're going to do Ghostbusters, let me know so I can buy those movies and watch them. I've never seen one or two. Rob, you've never seen Ghostbusters? Um, well, I'm gonna do those. So you need to go and you need to get Ghostbusters 1 and 2. You can find them everywhere. You get them digitally. Don't think they're on Netflix right now. It's definitely not on Disney Plus, but Blu-ray, DVD, everywhere. iTunes Store, Amazon Store, digitally. Ghostbusters is, in my opinion, call it what you want, but the greatest movie ever made. It's a comedy, it's a romance, it's a horror, it's action. You can argue that the second one's at Christmas slash New Year's, well, it's, New Year's stuff. But yeah, go get those, Rob, because we're watching those, and I'll try. I'll definitely. I'll do Ghostbusters in advance too. I'll put up an ad like I did today. I was like, I called my wife. I was like, I really want to do a live stream. When can I do one? She's like, you want to do it tonight? And I was like, yep, it's gonna be set in stone because I'm putting advertisements up everywhere. If you guys let me know, did you see the little ad that I put out? Is that why you were here? Is because I let everybody know. I posted stuff on YouTube community page, Facebook, and Twitter. If you knew that's how it's coming up, or did you just see me pop up here? I want to know if what I'm doing is the right thing. Rob, I promised to walk right by Ghostbusters 2016 without even glancing at it. Thank you. That's a wise choice. ABC. I also love the Guardians of the Will suite. Such good stuff. Yes. Dave, you're 46, so you saw Ghostbusters in theater when you were 11. Best summer ever. Ghostbusters, Gremlins, Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. See, it's like the greatest time for movies. I'm jealous, Dave. Man, to be able to see that in theaters. I saw Ghostbusters in theaters too. They did like one of those classic re-release things in the month of October a couple of years ago, and they played Ghostbusters. I went to the theater 3 times to see it. And no, I didn't dress up. But I'm looking forward to the day when they do that again. I'll take my boys because my 5-year-old and my 2-year-old actually love it. They love Star Wars a lot. And my 5-year-old, my 2-year-old likes it more than the 5-year-old. But the 5-year-old, I think he more is like he knows that I love it so much. I want to show you a picture that he drew for me, and I don't know if it'll. It's probably not going to work. Dang it, man! I'm going to post this picture that he drew for me on social media, so you guys can see that if you care to. I'll do it on the YouTube app and Facebook. So ABC, you did see the ad. Awesome, thank you. Good. And Rob, the notification popped up on your phone. Good. ABC got the notification as well. Dave, yes, I saw your post on YouTube about 30 minutes before you started. Awesome. And sorry again that I was running late. I said 8:30, but it was more like 8:40, 8:45. But the software that I have just kept crashing on me and making me really irritated. And the kids wouldn't go to bed. They were screaming in the background, Daddy, Mommy. It's like, just go to bed. You got school in the morning. But yeah. Anyway, so I guess the next Star Wars movie that we watch will be A New Hope. And I'm gonna try, like I said, I'm gonna try to put up in advance that I'm gonna be doing these. But if I don't, and you miss it, I'm sorry. But I'm really enjoying these live videos that I started doing. It's a lot of fun. And I'm glad you guys chime in and we have conversations together. I really enjoy that. One of these days, hopefully, I could get you guys on with me. We can have a little group on here doing this. I think that'd be a blast. But other movies, I'll take. If you guys have suggestions and requests of movies that you think that would be fun to do, I'm definitely going to do Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and we can look forward to Dragon Slayer 1981. Now, Dave, I think we talked about Dragon Slayer once before on Instagram, maybe. And you liked that one, right, Dave? If you're still there. And ABC and Rob, if you haven't seen Dragon Slayer, I don't think I want you here anymore. No, I'm just kidding. You guys need to see it. It's awesome. It's on iTunes and Amazon as well. So, thank you. Wait, Dave, you've never seen Dragon Slayer? Wait, then who did I talk to? I swore you said that you've seen it. Okay. Well, need to go get Dragon Slayer. It's hard to find though on DVD, but the digital, you can rent it on YouTube. You can rent it on iTunes too. But 1981, it was a Disney and Paramount picture. So yeah. Sorry, Dave, I confused you with someone else there on the Dragon Slayer talk, but yeah, check that one out. ABC, I'll join you for The Last Jedi, but I'll probably murder Rian Johnson first. Okay. That's funny. Yeah, other movies that you guys want to watch, we could do. Because I like this. Didn't have to be just Star Wars. I've got the Ewok DVDs. The YouTube famous Matt Wilkins, he loves the Ewoks. So I know he'll join in on that one too. But guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it an evening. It's now 5 minutes till 11, and I got work in the morning. So thank you so much for joining and having this great conversation. Rob, great stream. We need to have every person sub to this channel making fun of The Last Jedi when we get there. Yes, let's do it. let's do it. But we have to talk about the good stuff too, and the bad stuff. That's one thing we got to do is keep it balanced, right? I think I made a joke once when I was on somebody else's thing. I was like, yeah, the Fox News of YouTube with Star Wars. Fair and balanced. Yeah, good night to you too, Dave. Good night, ABC and Rob. And definitely saw Dragon Slayer, Lady Hawk, Willow, all the 80s fantasy goods. Yes, good, ABC. That makes me happy. Anyway, like I said, okay, good night, everybody. Thank you. May the Force be with you. And end.